35 years ago tonight, from the Video 8 archives, Dick Cavett, he had a show on CNBC then, and Richard Lewis was on there promoting Anything But Love, talking about being neurotic, poking fun at the host, Dick Cavett, for telling horrible limericks, I guess, kind of like dad joke kind of stuff. But this is a very, very fun interview or discussion between two oppositely strung individuals. So enjoy this one.
I'm Dick Cavett, and not since Spengler's Decline of the West has there been really so gloomy, I might even say, yes, doomed an outlook as that of Richard Lewis. Fortunately, through some sort of alchemy, Mr. Lewis's dim view often comes out very funny. Some feel even hilarious. You can see him on television on Anything But Love, and you can see him on comic specials on HBO. In fact, here he is in action on ABC.
It's about discrimination.
Exactly.
The only question is, do we have enough facts to support it?
Just keep looking.
What I can't get a beat on is what kind of statement these squatters are even trying to make.
Sure, we'll find it. I think we're almost there. I feel it.
Yeah, I feel it too. What the hell are you doing to me?
Oh, come on, Marty. We're young. We're healthy. The room's paid for.
Hannah, really, you got to get back to work. You got to stop this, okay? And you got to give me the address of the guy who taught you this, because I want to send him a little gift.
Oh,
wow, that, the intro, Dick, scared me. I felt it was like, wasn't that Boris Karloff's intro to Thriller? Am I right or am I wrong? Welcome to, I don't do any
You're not old
impressions.
enough to remember that.
I'm in my 40s. Dick, I know everybody. I know Ed. I played Gin with Ed Wynn, please.
Gin with it? That rhymes?
Well, not Ed Wynn.
Right.
Ed Wynn, he was not the Ed Wynn.
You ate lox with Red Fox. We could rhyme a lot of these.
You've known for those historical rhyming
Yeah,
things.
not well
It's a pleasure to
known,
be with you in person, although I did have a humiliating experience with you, Mr.
We'll get
C.
to that later.
Oh, all right.
Do you
Control.
insist on getting to that?
No, I don't want to leap to it. It's a great audience. I didn't think there was going to be an audience. I just followed. So I'm your third guest today, and you're confused. Whenever you're the third guest in any show, you go, am I with Bernard King or the Magician? Who am I with? You get nervous. And you'll ask me questions. Do you really dunk Mr. Lewis? And don't get confused. I'm a comic. 20 years, I'm a writer. I'm afraid you'll forget who I am.
How can you be my third guest? The show just began.
I meant that. I'm teasing you.
Oh,
No, but you've been here. People can know. Life's short. You've been taping a couple of shows.
The secret's out now that we tape these.
Oh, please. It's not like giving away a Houdini secret. You know when he untied his hand.
All right.
Is it real?
No, it's not like revealing the atom bomb secret.
Exactly.
If it were a secret. I would
thanks
like
for the cup, by the way. You have a real cup. They give me something that, look at this. This is something this is like, talk about a low self-esteem coffee cup.
Here,
No, I don't know. I wouldn't drink it anyway because I'm a hypochondriac, and I'm sure one of the original Weavers drank from that. And I love the Weavers. I have all their albums, and I love them all.
The one with pyorrhea
present.
drank from this.
Who did?
The one with pyorrhea. But go ahead, enjoy it.
Oh,
Is pyorrhea still known, or is that an ancient reference?
Well, it's also a new horror movie coming out in the fall, which I happen to be part of.
I promise you it's a thriller. Boris Karloff.
Yes. Wow, you actually were not as well known for your impressions as how articulate and how hip you were, but you really are quite an impressionist.
That's right.
in
If
your
you
own
drop
right.
a hat, I'll do one or two more for you.
Oh God, you would leap into Bob Keeshan in a minute, wouldn't you?
I'm going to reveal something about you because I know what you're going to say about me or something like it. During the time his clip was running on the air, the only thing he could see and say about it was the shirt's too baggy. Now, is that a key to your personality, that you can't get any pleasure out of even seeing yourself in a hit show without thinking your shirt is baggy?
I wasn't a fan of the shirt. They made me wear the shirt that day. I'm with Jamie Lee Curtis. I had a love scene with her that day, which was nerve-wracking enough. And plus, to look like a schmenrick there with a tent shirt hanging out, I don't work out that much. I don't have like great, what do you call the chest muscles?
Pectorals.
Pectorals, right. Pectorals for 40. You would have been the all-time. Jeopardy, you would have been the first guest. It'd still be, all right, Dick, bring him on again. The show would still be on with you. But I just, so the shirt was showing the pectorals, and I was nervous. Because with all due respect, and I'm a feminist, she could, she has...
You're not that a feminist.
A great body, huh? No, feminist.
Oh, you're a feminist. I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Anyway, I was upset about my clothes.
Yeah.
I was afraid about, if they laugh any harder than that, I have a couple of gigs that we might be able to do.
Well, why would you be ashamed of your petricles?
My petricles.
Are they?
I think these are my petricles. Now wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Are your petricles asymmetrical? Maybe.
If you do one more limerick, I'm going to have a breakdown.
We're getting lost.
No, I just don't like. I'm nervous being. It's hard being undressed and on television in front of a studio audience. And with all due respect, you guys are great cameramen, sound people who could care less whether I'm insecure about my body or not, and are talking about where they're going to eat in a half hour. Meanwhile, I'm naked. You know what I mean? And Jamie Lee, is has a beautiful body, and so I'm in trouble.
So you had a little anxiety about being au naturel in front of Jamie Lee.
Yeah, but now this season it's even worse because. We're going to be in bed together. This is a nightmare, and I never sit in the sun. I'm very white, and for some reason, I've never gotten a call like this at all. From your answer machine. Boop. Hi, Mr. Lewis. It's the producer. Listen, can you sit in the sun this weekend? Otherwise, you're going to have to be in makeup for 22 and a half hours before your one love scene.
Think of the fun of having body makeup applied.
Well, it all depends, but I mean, to me, that's phony.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't sit in the sun. Sun's bad for people anyway.
It is. You should set an example by not sitting in the sun. People who sat in the sun now look like somebody's old alligator bag, don't they?
Exactly, like raisins. So I feel, anyway. So I now they have to not only give me muscle tone painted on, they have to make me look like I wasn't as paranoid as I am. This is fantastic.
You had to wear false pectorals?
Well, they might have to do that. I might have to get a pectoral implant before the show.
You haven't done the scene? Stay away from silicone. It's got a bad rep.
It does. There's the side effects. They make you watch different strokes. It's sad. Although it wasn't a bad show. If anyone's watching who wrote it, I wish you the best.
Sure.
But I was watching. I used to go to Double Bills. See Truffaut films. I didn't know if different strokes was any good. Anyway, what's the difference? As long as you have your health, Dick, and you know that.
Yes.
What happened? Are you all right?
I'm trying to think of the glamorous
You
spot
always wear the same kind of gray ties. Look like an aerial view of a sperm bank. Oh, it does. It always does to me.
How did you guess? Oh, yeah, I had it hand-painted.
I'm sorry, I've been obnoxious so far. I'm just a little tense.
Aerial view. Well, I've never known you to be tense, nervous.
Well, I didn't expect to have such a... First of all, you're a terrific audience. I've never been in front of an audience of 7 people before, and I feel it's really interesting.
That's right.
I mean, the peanut gallery had more people than that. Howdy Doody said, 7 people, I'm not walking out. I know. Howdy Doody would have remained in his trail unless he knew each and every one of these wonderful people, and then he would have come out.
What makes you assume this is an audience?
Well, they're sitting there. They're watching. Oh, there they are.
They're on the ISO.
They're great looking.
Yeah.
And they're great. And they're great. I was just teasing. I just had such a small audience. Oh, wait, maybe you're that famous, the audience sisters. You move around in a caravan, you do different
see them
shows.
On various
You're in a
shows.
bus, the audience, they have the regular gig.
Professional audience. These people are the interns here who are learning the business of television, and we just asked them to sit out here. But they all hope to be cameramen someday.
I'm going to shut up, Dick. Oh, okay.
And women.
I better shut up because I'm ruining the show, and I don't want to. If I ruin the show, who else is left? Except, and you're brilliant. But
right, then I have to stump along on one leg here because the fact is we'd misrepresented things a little bit. I generally don't have an audience, and then when the word got around that you were going to be here, we had to turn away at least well over 2 more people than we have here now.
You know how I found out? I told one of your assistants, I have to go to the bathroom. And they said, don't go until the audience comes in. I said, what kind of sentence is that? I don't understand what that was, like a physics kind of thing. Don't go to the John unless, I didn't know what they meant.
Don't you know the old show business rule, never go to the bathroom until the audience is in?
I knew there was something I forgot. Yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
I know. I think one of the it was in King Lear, wasn't it?
You've got me on tenterhooks, or tender hooks, as somebody said once, because of the fact that you seem to be holding over me some lurid item out of our past.
Really? Oh.
What is this?
Well, it was just a disappointing moment for me. I've been a big fan of yours for, well over 20 years, and the downside of that is I've broken up with and I'm not boasting about this, I would say close to 15 wonderful women, by the way. I want you to know that, since you've been on television.
15 wonderful women.
I mean, I can remember almost every major great show. I mean, you've done a lot of great shows, but particularly when you were doing, well, what you're doing now. You know, the Brando show, all these, legendary shows. And I remember the women I was with, and then I said, look, do we have to fight now? He has Brando on. We'd watch Brando, then we'd break up. That kind of thing. Yes. So then I never got a chance to meet him, and I really admire you tremendously. And we're at an airport in Dallas, and I was depressed, and I'm washing my hands, and then there's like 2 sinks, and there's 2 mirrors. It's like it was like limelight, pardon the analogy. I'm not suggesting that we're Keaton and Chappell, but
no,
you know what I'm saying.
No, not entirely.
So we're washing our hands. I look up, and there's Dick Cavett in the mirror. And I, had this fantasy that you go, wow, and then just drop the soap and make a complete fool of yourself and go, you're so funny, you've been doing it for 20 years, you did Carnegie Hall, congratulations. Nothing. I wouldn't call it a sneer, but it wasn't even a hello. And I got so depressed, and it wasn't until I did Comic Relief 3-4 months later that I reminded you of the episode, and you said, oh, Richard, I was tired, and you looked tired, and I want to have a discussion about the old Milton Berle show. Who knows? You didn't know me. Maybe I was a wacko, and I was going to start asking you questions about people. But I wouldn't have. The only other disappointing interview I had, or meeting, was with Woody Allen, who I know you know a long time.
Well, at least I'm in good company in disappointing you.
Well, here's unbelievable thing. Do I have time? Oh, 15 seconds? Oh, I can't. No, this is worth more than 15 seconds.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was a wonderful moment. I mean, it was a horrible moment. But I don't want to ruin an anecdote.
For the next sad moment. We'll be right back.
In wrestling, a lot of people love wrestling, but yet, I'm a gambler, and yet, you know who's going to win, so you can't gamble. That's why I don't dig wrestling. Like, when it's like, Vic the Viking versus Phil the bedridden Jew. You know who's going to win the game.
That was Richard Lewis in his stand-up mode.
I'm Doomed on HBO. It's over. I did it last July.
Who picks the titles for your specials? They're very catchy and intriguing.
Either Bergman's Children or my therapist.
Ingmar Bergman's Children? But one of them was I'm no longer alive.
I'm exhausted, I'm in pain. I'm no longer alive.
Something
I like that.
Well,
my next one is No Life to Live.
Maybe Remarkably Lifelike could be good.
No, but I'm very cathartic on stage. At least 4 out of 5 shrinks. The one who said that I wasn't cathartic, I fired. But
you've been through shrinks the way some people go through Dixie cups.
Well, I've been on therapy. Boy, talk about it. I've been on stage too long. On therapy.
On therapy.
But no, I've been in therapy for about 17 years, and
it's an interesting slip of the tongue, and I think your doctor would be interested in it because we say I've been on drugs, but we don't say I've been on therapy, do we?
I'm sure she'll let my rate for that slip. Believe me. In fact, I don't even tell her when I'm on TV, because if I'm on some hokey special, she'll go, I'm raising it $17 a week from Tuesday, based on a special.
She thinks you're rich now.
Yeah, really. Yeah. It's ridiculous. I've been struggling my whole life now, making a decent living, and I'm happy, but she shouldn't raise my rates.
No.
But she's very bright. And if you're watching, I idolize you. But my first shrink was a Freudian. I didn't have any money, and I went to an outpatient clinic in Queens, New York. My friend was the hospital administrator. And it was the strangest thing, because my father, sadly, passed away, and I was really depressed. And actually, it catapulted me on stage. It helped fill a void, really.
Yeah.
And I go to they had all interns, because it was an outpatient clinic. And I wasn't, fortunately, a psychotic. I'm still neurotic, but I was in the waiting room with people who were, doing the Gene Krupa story with, anchovies as drums. I mean, it was, poor people. Yeah. So I would go, I went to the shrink. I've been talking about the shrink for a minute. She was beautiful. She was from India. She wore a turban. She had a ruby in the dead center of her forehead, which upset me. She used it like my shrink today. They always know when it's time to end the session,
Are you sure this was not one of the patients?
No, she was a shrink. But she had a sundial, and then the shadow would hit her sundial at exactly 45 minutes. She'd go, oh, we have to stop now. We have to stop. And I would be there. I'd be playing tapes. I'm not sure if I can say the word. Can I say the P word?
Sure, yeah.
For genitals?
Go ahead.
Can I?
Yeah, you can
penis?
say it.
Can I say penis?
Yeah.
So she was a Freudian.
Oh, not that one. No, I didn't know that was the one you meant.
I meant praying mantis.
Yeah.
You know that. No, Freud and the whole penis, all that junk. So anyway, I would play tapes from the Improv from New York. And I'd be talking about Shea Stadium and picnics and she'd be listening with the turban, and she'd go, oh, the doubleheader was about having 2 penises. Everything was about penises. I couldn't stand it after a while, Dick.
Well, why didn't you say something?
Can I say Dick?
Yeah, yes, you can say that too.
No, I don't know. I mean, you know, we're on cable. I don't know. No, but so anyway, long story short,
I thought you said the P word.
No,
Yeah,
but I would start crying. I would go, I would talk about comedy and Jack Parr, and I'd be really, literally, I was sick. My dad died. I was crying. She said, we have to stop now, but who is this Dom DeLuise? She didn't know, she didn't know anything about comedy. So I had to finally leave.
The references didn't mean anything.
No, that's why, and that's hurt my relationship. I have to be with a woman who understands my references, otherwise,
well,
right
course.
into the commode.
I mean,
I hate to do a graphic expression. I mean, you're bright people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and who dives into a commode anyway these days?
Yeah. Were you tempted to just break it off in some rude way by saying, "There's something I've always wanted to say to you, trick or treat," and go out? And,
no, you know what I did? I'm very ambivalent. I mean, that's one of my curses, one of my flaws in life. I am.
Ambivalent about everything?
But I used to have jokes about my uncle having like a sign in his jewelry store, God dog might be on premises. You know, that kind of thing. So, I mean, I was in 2 shrinks. I went to the Freudian, the Indian. I don't know why I'm counting like Jackie Mason all of a sudden. But I went to the Freudian, and then I went to this group therapist, Adlerian, who had 12 depressed people sitting like this. Every week I spent $15, had to go 2 hours to the group and to an after group to some house in Yonkers. Took 8 days to get to this house where they had 1 cupcake with a candle in it and 1 cup of coffee with the same 10 schleppy people sitting there. And I was starting to get healthy. They wouldn't even let me leave because people in group therapy, they don't want you to leave. Because it's like diminishing return.
Well, you were there bright, obviously.
Well, no. Well, the thing is, it's good to be in group if you're really depressed, because it's like having like the mother you never had or the nurturing father or family. But once you start getting healthy, these wackos don't want you to leave. So you say, you know, I'm breaking up with Ruth, and I don't need her anymore, and I'm going to go to the Improv, and I'm going to be a comic. And they go, you're sick. You're sick. See, they don't want you to leave. So the end of the scenario is that I was so ambivalent, getting back to ambivalence, which sounds like a Russian Jewish film, Ambivalence. I would have done that. But Temkin would have, was he Jewish? He might have been. Who knows? Anyway, I think he owns a Cadillac dealer in New York. I don't even know anymore. Yeah, no, but the point is, I called the Indian shrink, and I said, call my Adlerian shrink, and I want you guys to one of you guys have me. I mean, talk about feeling grandiose. You know, it was weird. So they debated who would have me, and the Adlerian shrink won, and I wound up going to the 10 people sitting there. And then when I moved to Hollywood, I had to leave the group, and they sent me a cassette of the group, and they put my 8x10 glossy on a chair like this.
Come on.
Yes, I swear. And they put my glossy, and they sent me a cassette, and I hear, all right, who talks first? Jane? I don't feel well. I hate my job. I mean, on the tape, I'd hear this.
And your presence was still there?
Yeah, they had my 8x10, like, you know, like in the Catskill Mountains, like Morty Gunty, may he rest in peace. I had a picture of myself like that.
Best wishes to the group.
Yeah, best wishes, please. You know, no more Valium, love Richard, that kind of thing. But here's what happened. I swear, Dick.
I believe
I only did it once because the shrink actually said on the tape. I heard this, and I'm not exaggerating. Can you please cry closer to the microphone? And I went, I can't handle this. I can't.
That's got to be the title for your next special or book.
I think you're right.
Cry closer to the microphone, please. Are you aware of a large looming man, by the way, standing near us in the audience?
A dead relative?
I don't know. There's a man with...
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I guess we're trying to
prove... It's Q&A time.
Prove that we could afford an audience today.
You do Q&As
I didn't realize it, but since there's a lady sticking an object in his face, it must be.
Richard, I want to know one thing. Can Jamie Lee Curtis kiss or what?
You know, that sounds like a line that... from that, what's that great movie that Travolta did back in the 70s? Mm-hmm. Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever,
because he said, or what after everything. I'll have Chinese food or what, even though what made no sense after the sentence. And I love John, don't get me wrong. John, how are you? And he's doing well now. But
is this World War II?
She kisses well, but you know, it's television kissing. And you know, she's happily married, she has a beautiful daughter. I'm single. I like, you know, it's not real love, except the first time we had a love affair, I foolishly went to a deli and had a lox, onions, and eggs. And we made out, and I had a piece of herring that was a nightmare. It looked like Captain Nemo would have gone after it with a spear. And the breath was like my grandfather. It was a sight. It was a night, and I loved my grandfather, but his breath was like frightening. I used to change my whole attitude. I said, "Hi, Grandpa, I feel good." And he'd go, "Good." And I go, "But you know, I'm not really happy about anything." His breath was so bad, Dick.
Was he? Did you tell me once his breath would kill cactus?
No, I said that on his grave, and don't take this wrong, please. That we left after death mints on the plot.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I told you. But that was at the airport to make you laugh, but you never even looked at me at the airport.
That's right. I can explain that. That was the year when my 20/5 vision, which always enabled me to read the bottom line with eye charts and Brunswick printing at the bottom, started to go, and I was lucky to see myself in the mirror. I
understand. No, I totally. I mean, you have no reason to apologize. You're you.
No, I knew it was you.
I was just depressed about it.
I never cared for your work at that point.
I understand.
No, your analyst, your
analyst
called and said,
I might do the Woody Allen story.
Your analyst called and said, I want you to insult him just once.
Which one?
He has made so much progress, he can take it on the air. You did not wilt when I made that crude remark.
You know why? Because I do phone. I don't have not phone. I almost said phone sex. I'm making more Freudian slip. No, I call my shrink from the hotels.
Freudian flip.
But I have. You have two lines in your room, so I'm on the phone with my shrink. I know, and then all of a sudden, beep, they beep in the operator. Soupy sales for you, Mr. Lewis, on 2. So it's impossible to cry and talk to Soupy at the same time. You know.
Oh, what a sad,
and I like Soupy.
What a sad moment.
I know. So what happens now?
Well,
more questions. That was a good question.
Did we leave the audience? We left the audience teased by a Woody Allen.
No. Well, I have a good
turn against that.
No, Woody's one of the great American filmmakers, and certainly as a comedian, historically, I would probably wrote the finest one-liners consistently than anyone ever, like a jeweler almost, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, so when he asked you to come to audition for his movie, I had never been asked. So his wonderful, it's Juliet Taylor, I believe.
Casting person,
a brilliant woman. So she says, Woody's interested in one of your roles. I mean, reach for one of his films. I went, wow. I mean, I was excited about it. So I went in. I asked one of my friends who had been in several of his movies. I went, "What's it like to audition for Woody?" I was curious. He says, "I'm telling you, man. You open the door. He's very shy. His head is down, and he says this: Juliet says you're right for one of my movies, and I just wanted to say hello to you and take a Polaroid." I went, "Please." I said, with all due respect, I've been what are you, Jack Ruby's ghost? Wait a minute.
Put me right back.
I can't finish the story? Most people said, where were you when JFK was assassinated? Our family says, where were you when Hello, Larry was canceled? That's our family.
That's Richard Lewis. I'm sorry.
Great line, wasn't it? You missed it because you were tying your shoe. Oh, you don't even have laces.
No, I couldn't hear it. What was the line?
Huh?
What was the line?
It was a low self-esteem joke. Most people say, where were you when JFK was assassinated? Right. And our family said, where were you when Hello, Larry was canceled? It's a low self-esteem joke. Right. Good. Why don't you laugh a little louder so bats can hear you in Ohio?
Explain to the people at home that it's hard to hear it in here in the studio.
Hard to hear? You're a foot away, Dick. Don't lie.
Oh, Richard, now I've hurt your feelings.
So I walk into, I'm waiting with 4 actors to see Woody Allen.
Should I tell you the truth about the men's room?
Which men's room?
Where we met?
At the airport?
Uh-huh.
All right.
This is the silliest thing I've ever said to anybody. I thought you were taller. And that's what something people always say to me, and so I decided it wasn't you, and I became embarrassed when I realized that it was.
Well, look, you're a giant in the industry, but you're not exactly Wilt in person yourself, you know what I mean? How dare you mock my height? I mean, I feel, and I have nothing against being under 6 feet.
There was no mockery in my voice, not a note of it.
And you almost said meta-mockery, which is a new phrase coming.
So you want to hear the end of the Woody Allen story?
You have to. No, really? Do you really feel that way? I seem taller? I was teasing you, by the way.
No, I thought there's a shorter version of Richard Lewis, and then later I
like a Reader's Digest, Richard Lewis.
Right, condensed.
Like I'm not in pain. Like it would be like if they did
Richard.
And I'm kidding Reader's Digest, by the way. I read it every, as much as I can.
God forbid you should hurt their feelings.
Yeah, believe me.
So Woody has looked up at you finally?
So I opened, there's 5 actors. And I had this fantasy. Again, I mean, I adore the guy, artistically. Sure. I don't know him personally. I met him once, but, he's very, but I don't know him at all. So I open the door. He's literally right by the door. His nose is right by the door. His head is down, and he says to me, literally like my friend Larry David, who's writing this Jerry Seinfeld show on NBC. He's a brilliant comedian as well. He says, "Hi, I'm not going to do a Woody impression."
Okay.
He says, "I understand that you're fabulous for a role, and Juliet wanted me to meet you and take a Polaroid." And I look up, and they open the door, and some assistant opened the door, and I go out, and then there's 5 actors there, a couple mainly actresses. They're putting their makeup on. Then I try to do I don't do impressions, and they were all nervous. I was just excited. And I went, we had a tremendously in-depth conversation. I was literally in the room for no more than 3/4 of a second. Because I had this whole scenario, to me, that he'd put his arm around me. "Can I talk to you for a minute? I know you've been doing this for 20 years. I've been watching." No, I mean, not that he should have. He might feel that way. He might like me. But it was exactly what my friend Larry said. So I was so disappointed.
That was your entire in-conversation?
The whole thing. And then I realized what movie it was for that last film, which is Crimes and Misdemeanors, which I thought was remarkable. And I watched the movie several times, and I said, what can I have been in that movie? And the only role that I could have been was the wasp son-in-law. It would have been a joke. People would have gone, they would have stormed out of the film. Richard Lewis is not a wasp. What is this? Woody would have made a gigantic mistake.
Oh, Lord.
So I think they,
We're out of time. I hope you're happier than all the things
I'm tremendously happy. A thrill to meet you.
Oh,
Great
come on.
audience.
This is just like a big men's room, isn't it?
Yeah.
Richard, thanks. Sorry, we're out of time. Give them back, because it's a whole different feeling.
Thanks for watching Cleveland Live Music. If you like staring into the sun with me, hit the subscribe button. There's Patreon and GoFundMe information in the video descriptions. Thanks for the support, and thanks for making the channel grow.